I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners.
Yo, what's up, broskiis? Kinda coming at you with a little updated Kashtira Scareclaw list for the January 2023 format. First and foremost, Happy New Year's. Shout out to the guys that made it, to the subscribers for the New Year hit. You know, the goal is always 1K. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and like the video, because everybody's a fan of Scareclaws, of course. And comment down below what you would change. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. It's a deck that I've been playing for quite a while. I bounced in between like a few decks, but since this set released, even before Lightheart was released, I was playing Scareclaw quite a bit. So I was in it, you know, when we were getting our ass whooped, and I'm still here. You know, when we're rising to higher competitive plays and levels. So I'm pretty experienced. I like to say I've been on this train for a little bit. But you know, terrific at rogue pick if you don't want to play any of those top, you know, like a Shizu tier or anything like that. Super affordable. I know Lightheart has went up over time, but I'll go and get into it. So first up, triple Scareclaw, Lightheart. This searches you any spell trap in the archetype on normal or special summon. And then they can also special summon themselves to the same column, like as an extra monster zone, or adjacent to another Scareclaw monster on the field. It's just pretty. This is like the best card. You also get it like in a draw card if there's 3 defense position monsters on your field when he's summoned. So you can go like Scareclaw, special summon him, search a card, and then draw another in, which is pretty crazy. Next up, double acro, cut down on the babies. Sometimes I miss them, but then like it is what it is. Like you should be closing out games like before you ever need, like, you know, even like a second and third of these. They're all super easy to recur. Acro gives them the power boost, 300 per defense position monster on the field. It doesn't have to be Scareclaw, it's just each defense position monster. Most of the time, like when I'm going for my OTK, it's usually like at 4200 attack, which means he's getting like a 1200 point boost. My Tryhard's getting a 1200 point boost. Sorry about that, I'm a little tongue tied today. Next up, Scareclaw Blown. You need him because he's the piercer, and you do shift everything to defense. So a lot of times, if you aren't just smacking them directly in the face, you're gonna need that little bit of damage into the defense position monsters. It reminds me of a lot, I've said this in previous videos, it's a lot like Crusadia, because a lot of times like people are cutting down like the Leonis, and then you know, you go desires, like banish your Leonis, and then you know, when it's time to close out a game, you can't do piercing, and like every deck can kill that deck like on the crackback. So not saying this deck has the same weaknesses, but it, you know, it has that same type card. Scareclaw Astra. This makes like OTKing out of nowhere like you know, incredibly easy. As soon as I see the line, I'm like, okay, like I literally have everything. I have the power boost, I have the piercer, or sometimes you just need the piercer. Like, you know, sometimes you have Balloon and Lightheart on field, and you're like, okay, I need to go get Astra to like swing 3 times, and it'll be pretty much game from there. The card's like insane, but I'm telling you, once you see the line, you just go for it, and it's like usually game. And then they don't do anything on normal summon, so like people just normally let them go, and a lot of times like like even if like I start my like turn, I'll go like normal summon Blown or something like that, and they're like, does it do anything on normal? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. And then later on when I'm going into battle, I'm like, okay, so are you aware of all these effects? And they're like, what? You said it didn't do anything on normal summon. And like it doesn't, it just does like a lot of shit, a whole lot of other shit. Vsauce Starfrost, card's crazy. It's probably crazier in other decks. This helps like for extension. This helps for synchro plays. I don't think I run a single synchro right now. I could be wrong, but yeah, Vsauce is pretty crazy. Next up, Trouble Primitive Planet. Literally does everything. Searches, pops cards on the field. Powers down your opponent's cards. This card is ridiculous. That's why I play 4. Scareclaw, Arrival. When everybody was playing Ogre, a lot of times I would use this card to go into my tryhard with before, like instead of overextending with all the monsters in my hand, I would go like normal summon, then go into link 1, and then use the field spell to get like another like Scareclaw. So it'd most likely be like Rykart. I go Rykart, get Arrival, just reborn the Arrival, use the Arrival to reborn, and then I have my 3 monsters. Then I go into Tryhard, and then when I activate Tryhard's effect, like people would be like Ogre the Tryhard, because that would like, that kills it all right there pretty much. And then when they go to destroy it with Ogre, you just banish this. So they waste the Ogre, and then like you can still continue going. But that's like, this is when I knew they were playing Ogre, like that was always my line. And then if they stop it anywhere earlier, it doesn't matter because you still get to your tryhard. Scareclaw Splash. It's your Omni Negate. Before, when I was testing this like card online, and then like a couple of judges ruled it like in my favor, but I think like you have to like fire this off in the standby phase. So I had like 2 judges at regionals rule it in my favor. There's only 2 like judge calls I had, so like they'd activate like a spell trap and I would just flip it and send it to the graveyard, and they said it was like a simultaneous activation, so you could choose which ones you're activating on flip. But when I play it like on Master Duel and stuff like that, like you literally have to fire it like in the standby phase, so it's already face up in live, and then you send it. So I don't know, like I've had judges rule it like in person, and you know, I've had other people fight me for it, but it is like the Omni Negate. It also lets you do like funny stuff like attack and defense, but still this card's insane. Scareclaw Twin Saw, it's pops 2. Use tribute Scareclaw monster, target 2 cards on your opponent's field, destroy them, and if you do, or if you control Vsauce, banish those, destroy cards instead. Then if a link 3 or higher monsters on the field, you can banish a card from your graveyard. For the rest of the turn, neither player can activate the effects of link monsters on the field. So this card's quite insane. But that's it for like my Scareclaw package. Because this is Kashtira. Scareclaw Kashtira. Next up, triple Kashtira Finnerer. This card's pretty insane. I actually, this is like one of my all-time favorite cards right now. It just does everything. Free body. It just special summons itself. You can add a Kashtira monster, so you can just go for Unicorn or something like that. So add it from your deck to your hand, and when this card declares an attack or your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, banish it. Card's insane. I think Kashtira Unicorn might be more broken though. Let me take some water. So before like tier was like tier 0, this is like literally how I would abuse them. So I'd go like Kashtira Unicorn, and then they would activate an effect, and because all they have to do is activate when this declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect. So they would go activate a monster effect, and I'd be like, cool, let me see your extra deck real quick, and then I would get the Kid Kalos or whatever, like that stupid ass boss monsters that can't be super polyed or anything like that. I would just rip that one, because like every matchup I played, they only played one of. So back before it was tier 0, I haven't gotten to play like a bunch of tier or Shizu matches, but when it was literally like just like tier or branded tier, Unicorn just like kind of like they just couldn't play through that. Like Unicorn just rips that card, and then like everything else will just be switched to defense mode. My card's unaffected by it, and then I just go to work. Like that's the only card that's like because I forgot like all the effects of that Kid Callus card. I think that's, I don't know. Remind me in the comments what that card is, but it's like stupid. So Unicorn just completely rips it. And it's at 2,500. I think this card's actually a little bit better than Finrare right now, but I don't know. That's just me. And one Ogre, because he's also a free special summon. He's a free dude at 2,800. And then when your opponent, if your opponent activates monster effect, you can just excavate up to 5 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, banish one excavated card face down, and place the rest on top of the deck in the same order. He's quite honestly like free knowledge. It's a big dude, and he's just super free. Next up for my Kashtira package, just 2 Kashtira Rebirth, because this card's like actually insane. You can just normal summon like level 7 monsters without tributing. I was gonna main deck Pink, but I kind of ran out of space. But you can normal summon level 7 monsters without tributing during main phase. Yeah, you can special summon one of your non-Kashtira Xyz, one of your non-Xyz Kashtira monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. If your opponent activates a spell card or effect, and you control a Kashtira monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, banish them face down. This card's actually insane. It's just crazy. So like you get Unicorn, search the spell, you get Birth, just activate your Birth. And then if you like, you really don't have to like normal summon. So even if you have like Finrare, for example, in hand, you honestly don't even have to normal summon that. You can just hold it. You literally can just hold it and then just go through your Scareclaw line. So you can have like Unicorn, face up defense, your Tryhard, you know, your Omni Negate, spell trap card, your Scareclaw Splash, Omni Negate. You could have Twin Saw, whatever, and then you have Rebirth or Birth, and then that's like actually pretty insane, believe it or not. But you just got to be there to see it. That's it for the Kashtira package. Next up for the board breakers, even though this deck's like almost all board breaker, we got Trouble Dark Ruler no more. Even though I like OTKing like some boards, I'm just not trying to play through. If I see the line to play through it, and I have this in my hand, I'll just kill them. But if I don't see the line, or if I'm not trying to think that much, I'll just Dark Ruler no more, like crack their whole board. And then most of the time they can't play through, like, you know, try hard, multiple disruptions, multiple spell traps, once you just complete rip their board apart. So you kill them on the crackback anyways. Next up, Pot of Prosperity. This is also a board breaker because you dig for board breaking cards with it. And then one Called by the Grave. It's not really a board breaker, but it's like a broken, super broken card, one of the most broken cards ever printed. Next, Triple DD Crow, because Crow's pretty crazy. It's good almost in like every it's good in a lot of matchups, almost every matchup. I was gonna run like my Magma Mutt and my little like Bestial package, but like I have it in my Cydras right now, my Cyber Dragons. So I just put DD Crow in here because DD Crow's like it hits everything. It's just not the big ass dragon like the other ones. Next hand trap is double Ash. Sorry about that. Double Ash, because every time I play 3, I see 2 in my hand. So I only play 2, and then if I play 2, like I always have 1 in my hand. So, and then last up for the hand traps, double Imperm. To round it out, no one plays like hand traps like that anymore, so they're really surprised. And a lot of rogue matchups can't really play through multiple hand traps. Or if you go first, they can't play against your board and like, you know, 2-3 hand traps. So next up for the extra deck, Trouble Lightheart. This card's broken. Triple Tryhard. You don't need the third. I just don't have a card I'm waiting on. I was gonna I have like a couple flex spots. You don't have to play this at all. Like just like you don't have to play Almirage. I was playing Almirage when I was playing Parallel XZ, but I'm not playing that that package anymore because I'm running so many Kashtiras. So you can cut these 2. One can be like a Baron, the floor, or Yeah, and the other one, this can be like, these two can literally be anything else. I just want you to know that. One's Cerberus. This has actually won me a game before. Nightmare Phoenix. This has never won me a game, but Cerberus definitely has won me a game. Access Code Talker. It's won me plenty of games. Tritrovertum. I've super polyed a whole board and then just like swung for face like 3 times on my tryhard. Dragus Tapelia, cards broken. Garua, cards insane. Shinshin is super easy to go into and like it banishes every card that leaves the field. So GG's baby doll. And then Abyss Dweller, because it's super easy to go into. But Abyss Dweller is actually pretty crazy. So you can honestly cut like you can cut Amirage in a tryhard, and you can put in like a Baron and you can put in like a Red House Flare Dragon because you can make level 7s like super easy in this deck, or you can put in like the Kashtira Scareclaw. Even though it's like not that great in this deck, it's like kind of cool. That's it for my main and extra. If you stayed this long, I'll go ahead and like just give you like my side. 2 alpha because I couldn't figure anything else out. Double Lightning Storm because I believe in the power of 2s. 2 Cosmics for when they flip anti-spell fragrance. 2 Raigekis just because I play a lot of rogue and like I don't know, for some reason like people can't play through this card. Double Super Poly, I'll never play 3 because then I always open up I always open up like too many. I play 3 evenly matched, even though, because like, as many years as this card is reprinted, anytime like I've never seen this card in a game in my life. I've literally played 100, 200 matches since this game has been since this card has been printed. Never opened it up in the course of a game. It just is what it is. And double spell fragrance. That's it for this one. Remember, please like the video if you like the video. Comment down below for what you would change or what you want to see next. And subscribe to the channel because, like you said, we're on our way to 1K. We're really trying to get there. So subscribe, share with a friend. We'll see you next time.